Hello Internet! Today I'm going to make a really short video on how to automate blinds using a servo and a control board, and it'll be really easy. And by that I mean just shutting them and opening them, not actually pulling them. Here we go. Okay, so you're gonna need a soldering gun, some blinds, obviously. I'm doing it with these because they're, oh, I already broke them. Okay, well these were $7 at Walmart, so really don't expect very much. A servo. I already attached a little popsicle stick thing to it. Don't mind that. Just a servo. This is an MG995 Tower Pro, which I got on Amazon for $12. I also have some other ones like these for $5. And I just used these to experiment because I didn't trust myself soldering the servos, which rightfully so because I broke this one. And then you're gonna need a control board. I'm using the SparkFun version 3 Arduino kit, and 10 wires, and about 10 wires. If you wanna be cool and make your blinds open and close based on the amount of light coming in, then you're also going to need a light sensor. Really, all we need to do, my goal right now isn't to open and close them fully, it's just to dim them according to how much light there is. So really all we need is a servo that can rotate in order to rotate this thing over here. It needs to rotate more than 360 degrees, that is clear, and servos don't do that. So I found a bunch of YouTube videos on how to modify them, and after a lot of attempts and a lot of servos that I killed, well actually I only killed one of them, and actually it worked for a while, but anyway, you're gonna need to take apart this servo. So I'm going to take apart my really nice one that I got off Amazon, and I really love it, so hopefully I don't mess this up. So to take it apart, we will need a screwdriver and an X-Acto knife or something sharp to help open it up. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this part where I just like open it up. Oh sweet, we didn't even need an X-Acto knife for this one. For the other ones, I had to take it off with an X-Acto knife. Haha, now we can see the insides. Alright, so this comes off like that. Oops, and this comes off as such. Alright, we gotta take out this guy too. This potentiometer is not cooperating. We have to take off this potentiometer. It doesn't really do anything of what we want, so we can just take it off. You know what? I'm gonna cut these. You can cut these, which might actually be easier than using the soldering gun. And then in this middle one, we're gonna use that. We're gonna attach a 4th wire there for direction. Cool, so now we took the potentiometer off. And basically, we wanna solder the middle part to a new wire. Just trying to like make it a little bit shorter. Yes, okay, much better. So that can fit. Kind of messed it up a little bit, but hey, it works. There, I think that's better. Now I want to make sure it works. So, the servo has these 3 wires, so obviously we're going to need 3 to attach it to the board. But first we're going to give it power. So because I did a terrible job at narrating as I was doing it, I'm going to make a voiceover now that is going to be hopefully better. So I'm basically making circuit 8 from the guide, and as you can see, we're attaching the servo to power, the signal to analog 9, and yeah, it's just going to work, and we're going to test it and use this as the basis for the circuit that will be the final blind automation circuit. So here I'm just testing the basic circuit and making sure that the servo works, and we're gonna make sure that it works with continuous rotation so that it can actually spin more than 360 degrees and rotate our blinds. Yay! So here I added the fourth wire that I soldered on to digital pin 5, and I wrote a little program that I'm going to show you further in my final report, that basically just changes the direction if the user inputs a 0 into the serial monitor, or changes the direction the other way, so counterclockwise, if they input a 1. So that's basically what was happening there. Now I'm just basically putting it back together, screwing it on, and putting the little popsicle stick attachment I made onto the servo head, and that's just so that it can hook on to the rotating device on the blinds, and just testing it again. And we're gonna speed through this because I tested it for a long time and I have one for you. Alright, that seems to be working great, so now we're gonna try adding the photo-resistor. So here I basically just set up circuit 6 from the Seek circuits just to test the photoresistor, make sure it works. So basically it just lit up an LED, and it looks pretty cool, but I'm gonna fast forward through this part as well. Yay, it works, and as you can see, when there's light, the LED is on, and when there isn't, it's off. I just use my finger to show that more obviously, or make it more evident. And now I'm going to solder a bunch of more wires together so that it can reach the blinds, because otherwise the jumper wires are way too short, so they didn't reach. So just soldering more wires, and then I'm going to put together the final circuit, which basically combines the servo circuit and the photoresistor circuit together. The biggest change I made is a little program I wrote where it changes the direction of the servo based on the user input. I changed it to change the direction of the servo based on the input from the light sensor instead of input from the user through the serial monitor. So basically the two circuits combined, and taking the input from the photoresistor and translating that to determining whether the servo should spin clockwise or counterclockwise. So as you can see, it works, and now it's time to attach it to the blinds. One of the big challenges I had was when I first started testing it and attached it to the blinds. You can see the servo started spinning instead of the blinds opening, so that was a huge problem. As you can see, it made a huge mess, and the wires got a little tangled up. So it was really important to get the right placement onto the spinning mechanism, I suppose. And after I did that, it was fine and it worked. But that was a little bit of a problem. That's also why I bought a more powerful servo than the ones provided in the kit, and even the $5 ones, because they weren't powerful enough to actually spin the little mechanism that controls the rotation. So yeah, if you are curious, this is what the cheaper servos look like on the inside. So as you can see, they have plastic pieces instead of the metal ones like the $12 Amazon one did. That one was so beautiful on the inside. But these actually were powerful enough to also rotate the little mechanism and move the blind. So here's the final project. I asked my father to film it and my mom to hold it because they did not want to let me install it on the windows. So that's why this is a very poor representation of what it does. However, you can still tell it works, so yay! Okay. Yay! perfect.
That's a soft touch.
Okay.
Okay.
It also had some issues going the other direction, so opening them, going counterclockwise until I fixed it.
Да, ну это поменьше. Это не совсем низко.
That's the point.
Ta-da!
Automation.
In case you're wondering, that was my mom saying, "Oh my god, it moves," and us saying, "Yeah, that's the point." So that was pretty funny. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, try this at home, kids.